Hello and welcome back. I'm Joe and this is a tutorial for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Back for part 4, next steps. The next thing, your first construction job. Let's go back to our construction office. In the beginning, I want this one to only auto-assign itself to footpaths and roads because they're annoying to click on. Everything else, don't let them do it, just unclick them. Set your auto search range to big, so you don't have to click everything that you want. The buildings that are highlighted in green right now mean this office can reach them, and that's great. But you still have to set up your office to actually get stuff. So let's set up the specify, replace a source building. I like this one because it will set steel, bricks, prefabs, boards, mechanical components, and electrical components because that's all available from this one station and it's fast to load. Great. Then we need concrete, which gets at the concrete plant, asphalt, and gravel. Only thing we still need is workers, and workers will be right now only at one station. It is recommended at the end of the game, or a little bit later, to only have one line assigned to a station at a time. That helps you, especially if that one line is a construction office, because that guarantees that when a construction office bus leaves to pick up workers, that there is a worker at the station that wasn't picked up by a different vehicle. So that's important. While we're here, let's set this up so that only workers work here, because passengers and everyone else will take up spaces, and we don't want that. Cool. Let's tell this guy, or give this guy what he needs. At the beginning, I don't like the big buses. I don't like the big buses because they pick up large numbers of workers, drop them off somewhere, but most of the places don't need more than 7, 8, 9 people to work there. So I use the microbuses to get started here. You need a covered hull. Looking at the price, the big ones get you usually all the stuff that you need on the first load, where the small ones may need 2 loads, everything takes longer, not great. Dumpers. Here I'm always in between. This one has only 12 tons of gravel, but it's faster. This one gets 25 tons of gravel, but it's a lot slower. I usually aim for these, and these are for asphalt and gravel. Just so you know, once you need asphalt later on, some buildings need some asphalt, you may want to set up a separate construction office for that. Open hulls are very important. They transport everything that's over here and can transport some of your vehicles. Then we have a bulldozer. I would say you either want to get a road crane or a tower crane at the beginning. The numbers that you see here, the speed level, is the speed multiplier that it's applied to the workers that you have, as far as I understand. So the higher the number, the better. A road crane is more independent, so that's what I get at the beginning. Get the fastest one, 26 is the biggest one we have. And then we still need a concrete mixer because we need concrete from somewhere. I would say build more than one construction office at the beginning. It is not required. It is a little cheating. I would say build them yourself. Like build them with your own capacity after you have the first office set up, and then get more specialized construction offices that way. But it's up to you. I don't think there's a real rule for that. But look at our money. We spend 3/4 of all the money that we have by just setting this up with getting a few citizens. Let's get stuff done. What's the most important? I would say heat. If you don't have heat, your citizens will die in the first winter. And we are in May already. It may not sound very late, but if you don't get your heat done fast, you have a problem. There's one more thing that's not running, and some of you may or may not have figured that out. We need 2 microbuses to run our asphalt and concrete plant. Here, same thing, you don't actually need 100% of people. 4 is fine, I would rather set it to 3, but set up however you want. Get your microbus, have it pick up from here and drop off here. Start it, get this assigned line to another vehicle, set this one, also tell it to start, and to attempt some line spacing, I will just tell this guy to go to this stop first. It'll help a little bit. It's not going to be bulletproof. But now, once they arrive for the first time, we should have people that work here, and everything should work. The next thing, well, this is constructing. That's a lot of talking. I know. I was thinking I can do this really, really quick, but if you want to do it in the hard mode, you really can't. You have to make sure you have everything. You have to make sure that this is full. And you have to make sure that this is heat. This building we're going to construct probably in the winter, because heat is coming and it's first in line. If you don't get heat done before the winter, I highly just encourage you to just auto-build it, because without it, your republic is done. You need heat. But it can be the first building that you build. Costs a lot of steel and other things, but it's super important. The next thing, if you want to play, you need to think about your first export. What can you export? What can you do to help this number not be ridiculously big? Let's look at what we imported this year. 289,000 in materials. All of these are from auto-building buildings, but this is what we all needed. Look at the numbers and figure out what's the most expensive, what costs you the most to get going. I can tell you clothes, meat, food are usually pretty high on the list if you get more citizens. Then the next one is steel, and it will be coal at some point. Mechanical components are related to steel, they're kind of the same. But here, gravel. We don't have any gravel roads yet. That's one of the things you want to start on once you have your own gravel, to turn all your mud roads into gravel roads so your vehicles can drive faster. Which is why I like to start gravel industry. How we do that, go to gravel industry, find your, where is it? Gravel processing plant and gravel quarry. Gravel processing plant. Vanilla is not my favorite, but it works. Just because of where the entrance is, but we'll make it work. Just set this one up here, make sure it's not auto building because it's expensive, and then get your gravel quarries anywhere over here. There are, let's turn this off, there are larger squares in the middle and smaller squares on the outside. Just make sure you have some of the big squares at least green. Set these up. You don't need a lot, but you need some. This is probably a good start. Let's turn this back on. Control G is what I clicked there to just hide the UI. Let's build a road that connects somewhere here and doesn't look terrible. Nope, that looks terrible. Get one there, one here, and this one can connect here. Almost. Cool. And then this one obviously has to connect. And now all these gravel vehicles can go there. The thing you need to be aware of, you need excavators for gravel quarries, and the excavators need fuel. You can either build another fuel or gas station out here, or you can build it so that your fuel station at the beginning is closer to where your quarries are going to be at the end. Both are valid options. Completely leaving it up to you. I'm going to add another piece of road here just to help transport. When you start upgrading your roads, you want to have more than one path to get anywhere. But this is where we are. It looks like this has started doing stuff. We have concrete, gravel, and asphalt here. Wonderful. And we have one excavator. You can have more excavators. This one, for example, allows you 5 excavators on site. But they cost a lot of money, and we're already running low. And again, you have to think about making exports before you can spend any more money. Gravel is an okay export. Make sure you turn off importing gravel once you produce your own gravel. You will need people to come to the gravel plant, so plan for that by putting a bus station of some sort near where people can walk in. Here's fine. Just add a path. This is a pretty short distance, so I don't think you need to set this up with a gravel path, but you can if you want. And then you can just have one bus going here just doing gravel. If you plan a little more ahead, you can set this up so that this one bus station can hit your gravel plant, but it really, in the great scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much. You can also tell this bus to drop off here first, like 10%, and then go to this station, and whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong here. Ooh, ooh. I was... If you finagle this a little bit, you can get them to go through. Yep. Nope. Okay. Just wanted to try if that works. It didn't work, obviously. But that's all you have to worry about. What are good exports? That's up to you. Look at the domestic production. No, look at the current prices. There's 2 pages. Whatever you see in here, play with it. Use a couple different ones. I can tell you oil is super easy and you make money super fast. I don't like to export raw resources. So oil is a raw resource. If you use fuel or bitumen, which is a product of oil, yep, export that, but getting a fuel refinery is super expensive and usually you don't have money for that. Look at the other things. Gravel is one of the things that you can export. It's just not worth super much. Look what the price right now is. To sell it's 9, to buy it's 10. It doesn't cost much to make or do anything with. A good one is food. If you create your own food or produce your own food and you can sell the excess, that's a good place to start because a farm does not require workers. It just requires mechanisms. But a farm is really expensive to build, so make sure you build it yourself or you take it a loan. Coal is another good one. Usually, but it requires a lot to get started because you need a coal refinery. Really just look at all the options and pick one. This is a lot easier if you use mods, but it's possible in vanilla. Just see what you like, see how it goes, and go from there. Once this one is done, just make sure you build the rest of the infrastructure to get heat here, and you also have to make sure that you get coal to the heating plant, because without coal it can't do anything. It's one of the things you should think about allowing auto imports, at least for the first winter, because you may not be fast enough to do it any other way. Hey there, so I'm just editing and I realized I forgot to tell you to build one thing, and that can be also the first or second thing you want to build in your republic. If you have seasons on and you need heat, you will have snow. Snow will slow all your vehicles down, especially on mud roads. Your passengers will probably not make it from this bus stop to your heating plants once you set it up. So make sure that you build a heating plant, a technical services. Technical services gives you snowplows. Place it anywhere you want, but once you have it placed, it doesn't need power. Once you have it placed, make sure that you build it and you add snowplows to your technical services. If snow's falling, just auto-build it. That's what I'm going to do right now. Just auto-build this. And there are a couple snowplows available. The snowplows that are here have different speeds. Definitely pick the fastest speed, not the cheapest vehicle. At the beginning, you only have this one. In a few years, you will start getting some other ones. I think the fastest one you can get is 43 kilometers per hour. Pick that one. But just buy these. You don't have to mess with this. Increase your working range. And when you hover over this, you will see what all they can reach. And you want everything yellow. Same with the fire station. You want everything yellow and highlighted that you just build. So any fire that happens is taken care of. This was now a good hour of how to get started, but I'm not sure you can do it any faster than that unless I skip a lot of places. Let me know what you think. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. I hope I covered everything. If there are any questions, post them below and I'll try to address them when I can. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye!